Welcome back. Welcome back to Algebra 1, Chapter 6.2 in this book. Okay, so what we've been talking about are inequalities. And it's greater than, less than symbols, or greater than and equal to, or less than or equal to. And we're talking about what do you do if it's an equation where you're solving for x, which is an inequality. Now, your calculator will actually do these. We'll graph these for you also. So be sure to watch the calculator video that I will post. Okay, so let's practice with this one. Remember, we do it exactly the same as if it's equal, except for one rule. Do you remember the rule? If you multiply or divide both sides of the equation by a negative number, you flip the inequality, and that comes from the Black Eyed Peas song. Turn up the radio, blast the stereo louder, and the real one is and pump it, but we say and flip it, and that's going to help you remember to flip it. Okay, so let's do this one. Our first question is our regular first question. Why is x not 11? Well, let's multiply by 2 and it's got a minus 5. Which one do we get rid of first? The one that's further away, and then we move to the one that's closer to the x. So we're going to get rid of the minus 5 first by doing the opposite, which is plus 5. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Those cancel out. We bring down what we didn't mess with. Do we flip it? No, we added 5 to both sides. Okay? 7 plus 5 is 12. Now then, why is x not 11? It's being multiplied by 2. So we divide both sides by 2. What we do to one side, we do to the other. These can't cancel out. Do we flip it? No, the 2 is not negative. If it had been negative, yes, but it's not negative. So x is less than 6. Because 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, let's do another one. Why is x not 11? Well, it's got a 5 here. That 5 is positive. The negative goes with the x, so it also has a negative there. We'll work from the outside in, getting rid of the 5 first. The 5 is positive. So what's the opposite? Minus 5. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Do you flip it? No. It's minus 5, not multiply or dividing. So bring down what you didn't mess with, and 4 minus 5 is a negative 1. Now then, why is x not 11? It's got a negative sign, and that negative sign means it's being multiplied by an understood negative 1. So we'll divide both sides by a stood negative 1. Okay? Now, these cancel out. Bring down what you didn't mess with. Do I flip it? Yes, I do. Because I divided both sides by negative 1. Those cancel out, and it's actually x is less than 1. Okay? Now, the other thing in this chapter is a word problem. It says you want to start a fly fishing business. I've been fishing many times. I have never been fly fishing. You are going to make them. You're going to sell them for 58 cents each, the little things you put on the end of the string. How many you're going to sell is going to be what we're going to figure out, the x. The cost of a fly to make is only 15 cents each, so you think you're going to be able to make some profit. But you don't really know how to do this yet, so you're going to buy a $15 book that is going to teach you how to make these flies. And you want to make $200 profit. So that's our situation. And you want at least $200 profit. Okay? So we want our profit to be bigger than 200. So 200 is less than or equal to this other stuff, and that's our profit and cost here that we're going to figure out. So we're going to sell them for 58 cents each. We don't know how many we're selling. That's what we're trying to figure out, how many we need to sell to get our $200. But we'll multiply how much they cost by how many we sell, and that'll be the money we take in. But we have to subtract out what we put into it. 15 cents for each one plus a $15 book. So that's our equation. We're going to solve for x and find out how many we need to solve. First of all, we have to use the distributive property and distribute that negative throughout those parentheses. That p, and please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is parentheses. We got to get rid of those first. So the understood negative 1 times 0.15x is negative 0.15x. And understood what negative 1 times 15 is negative 15. All right, now we can gather up our terms. We have these two things that are x's, so we need to sing the song, gathering up your terms, do the dance, stowing away the time. Okay, we did that. And now we can do 0.58x minus 0.15x, and that's 0.3x. I marked those out. No flipping needed, so we're just bringing stuff down, brought down everything we didn't mess with. Why is x not alone? Well, it's being multiplied by 0.43 and it has a minus 15. We work from the outside in. Get in the habit of putting that arrow every time. It will help you so much. Just to be organized. And the opposite of minus 15 is plus 15. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Those cancel out. 200 plus 15 is 215. Bring down what you didn't mess with. Less than or equal to 0.43x. Why is x not alone? It's being multiplied by 0.43. What's the opposite? Divide by 0.43. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Those cancel out. And this goes into it 500 times. So x needs to be greater than or equal to 500 for us to get 200. We need to sell at least 500. All right? Not too hard. I think you can do it. You just got to practice it. Math is great.